Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 22 of Let's Play Expeditions Vikings, and let's continue on with this thing. You can tell by his bearing that he's old, but he seems to be in good health. To everyone's surprise, he addresses you in an accented Norse. My name is Grimnir, and I have walked far. May I arrest your fire tonight, Thegn? Custom dictates that such a request should never be denied. The wanderer slowly takes a place at your fire, which somehow fails to illuminate his face. You sound Norse, Grimnir. Where are you from? The old man coughs. Perhaps the smoke from the fire got to his lungs. I am not Norse, nor is this land my home. I come from a land far away from here. Firelight catches in one of his eyes, and the gleam gives him an impish look. Do you believe in the gods? Which gods in particular? Grimgar chuckles brightly. An important question to ask, but not too important to answer. The gods exist, there is no doubt about that. The question is what form they take, what is the nature of their existence. There are certain stories that are told everywhere. Through all the ages, the stories use certain figures, personalities that we instantly recognize because they are constants of the human experience. Somehow, despite still not being able to see his eyes, you can tell he's given you a significant look. The mysterious wanderer, for example, or the virtuous but naive hero, too good to survive this world. The kind, pure virgin, the dumb and brutish, yet loyal and honest warrior. And of course, we must never forget the trickster. These are the gods. They live in us and in our stories. They are the reflections of our world. They have the power of us because we need them to make the sense of this world for us. He nods. It is as you say. The ruler is an important figure. From culture to culture, some figures, such as the trickster, change very little, but the ruler often changes quite a lot. How the regent of the gods is portrayed can teach us a lot about how a culture sees the role of a leader. In your tradition, the All-Father is not someone you can rely on. His obsession with knowledge, with power, makes him unpredictable. To Odin, honor must not stand in the way of expanding his power and maintaining the safety of his people. In a culture that values honor almost to the detriment of all else, that is interesting, don't you think? What can we learn from this? That a ruler's only responsibility is to his people. Grimnir nods sagely. Perhaps it is as you say. I will not tell you what I think. What's important is the meaning that you yourself derive from the stories. Let it help you decide where you fit into the grand scheme of things. Without another word, the old man lowers himself off the log and wraps himself in a pelt and goes to sleep. When you leave your tent the next morning, he is gone. The sentries, let's say, left shortly before dawn. Let's quickly finish the last of this. And all of your herdmen have eaten, 10 of your herdmen have become well rested. Scouts have found something of interest. And everyone's healthy. And ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that because you can now hear the lovely sound of an ice cream van. Fucking ice cream vans. And let's quickly save this because we needed to. I didn't save it during the cutscene because you can't. Right, so now we need to go back actually over here. And we need to go to the north. Just take the normal. And we're going to run straight down to my thing. I'm pretty sure we can take I can like use the boat to leave. If not, then, well, I'm grossly what's it called? What's it called? I'm under the I don't fucking know. Let's just do what we can. Simpler. Yes, we can use Fafnir. Oh, oh shit. The guys have actually set up a proper camp now. Interesting. Well, let us get back down to Fafnir then, and use it to complete our goals. Now, 1 day and 21 hours, and our banners will be done. So, I'd say, I think the next thing to do is something that doesn't take any wood. Everything takes wood. Note to self, buy shit tons of wood. We've got 10,000 valuables near enough. It's time we set sail to Orkney. I don't know if we can sail back to Skjern. I don't know why I would. I'm just saying I don't know if we can. No, we could. We're going to set sail to Orkney now, though. A brisk wind has been carrying you well throughout the day, when all of a sudden you hear the unmistakable calls of seagulls. Sigmar, look, a boat. You look where Gunnar is pointing, and see a small boat floating in the water. It looks like a fishing boat, but it's awfully far out for such a small vessel. It floats too low on the water to be empty, but you see no one aboard. A small mast just juts up, but no sails hang from it. Change course towards the boat. You approach the boat slowly. When you're just about to board, you see an old man and a young boy who lie bloated on the bottom boards. They must have been fishermen. They look to have drifted for a long time. And we'll take the cargo. They don't have much, but you find very few materials among the corpses for use for that. So we've lost the stuff of our honourable, but our greedy like is more. Roscoe speaks up. Once you've taken what little you can find, we should dispose of these bodies somehow, put their spirits to rest. We'll torch the boat. You set the boat alight and push it gently away from your ship. The fire grows as the distance between your vessels increases. Eventually the boat starts taking water and the fire extinguishes as it sinks into the sea. It was a good funeral as funeral as anyone could ask for. Right, let's continue back on the trip. It's a rough down the sea. 4 races across the sky and his chariot whips waves into a frenzy. As the storm reaches a crescendo, lightning strikes with the mast of Fafnir. I'll spend it to repair the wood, and we'll get Gunnar to do it. The Gunnars help you repair the mast as best you can. Despite the weather, you manage to get it nice and sturdy. Unfortunately, Gunnar, who's not known for his finesse, ends up hurting his hand. Oh, I didn't know we needed a finesse, and he got a moderate puncture. That sounds about right. Still bringing you into battle, though. You're better than half these people, so let's just bring you anyway. I'm gonna have a quick drink, so give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. See what we can do. I wonder what it's going to be like in Orkney. Orkney, I think it is Orkney. I don't actually remember what the correct Norse pronunciation is. But hey, we've been met by a few people. As soon as your feet find purchase, half a dozen haggard-looking warriors come running down the cliff. From their clothes and weapons, you identify these people as Northmen. The man at the front is short and wiry, but with strong forearms. You estimate him to be somewhere in his early 30s. He walks with his shoulders drawn up like he's spent his entire life in a gale. I am Sten the Cleaver of Rogaland. I control this land. Who are you? My name is Sigmar Gunnarsson. If you need a place to stay or you prepare for a longer journey, you are welcome to camp here. But tell me, why have you brought your ship to my beach? I'm staging a campaign against the kingdoms of Britain. If you and your men will fight with me, I'll ensure you're granted land befitting your contributions. Sten laughs heartily while his men sort of casually form a line on either side of him. Sten, you want control of Orkney. In other words, you want to rule us. You're not the first man who's come here and tried to wrest control of Orkney away from me. In fact, I myself took it from a man called Vidar, who took it from the Picts. If you swear fealty to me, you can save your strength for the invasion. Why don't you and your herd join us for our midday meal, and we'll talk about it over a cup of mead? We could use a well-cooked meal. I accept your invitation. You hold your gaze for a moment and smile surprisingly charming. Come then, this way. So we're gonna get stabbed to death. This is like a red wedding all over again. There's someone here apparently. Might be a merchant. A weather-beaten man with a thick beard streaked with grey strands upon the bushes, breadcrumbs off his tunic. Oh fuck, I read that wrong. A weather-beaten man with a thick beard streaked with grey stands up, and brushes breadcrumbs off his tunic. That's my fault. I got tongue-tied there somehow. So you didn't manage to wrest control of Orkney away from Stenin. I'm sure you'll get another chance soon if you want it. If you ask me, Stenin seems thoroughly tired of the responsibility. My name is Sigmar. Pleased to meet you. I am Kargunar, I think that is. Honored to make your acquaintance, Thane Sigmar. Where are you from? I hail from Agder, the closest of the northern kingdoms to where you're from. Or so I've heard. A lot of ships come up our coast on the way between Vestfold or Alvalheim and Holdran and Rogaland. So it's a good place for a merchant, but lately, competition had gotten a bit fierce. Up here, there's no compliance at all, so I'm doing well. What are you selling? Whatever the ships bring that looks that looks useful. Here, take a look. You don't have any wood, but you do have some salvage. We'll buy 10 of this. Yeah, we'll spend 1,000 valuables. I'm okay with that. Buying of herbs is definitely smarter than buying a thing. We'll use a free, there we go. That'll do for now. Get ourselves 10 more rations, and there we go. Move along. Of course, we're going to loot this soon-to-be... this place may soon to be mine, but it's still worth looting. We do need to see if we can find some wood, because we are now sorely lacking the right amount of wood I want. Jesus Christ, this is why you don't go places at night, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see jack shit. Well, he wants me to go in here, so let's go in here. Then it leads you into a low cabin built of large rocks of granite. A long house this is not, but it is fairly cozy. One of his men brings in sufficient root fruits, along with some reasonably fresh bread. Your respective herds eat in other buildings, so you and Sten have plenty of space. So you're from the south, I take it, Jutland? From a place called Skjern in Jutland. What of you? What is this of Rogland? What is this Rogland? Then it allows a glimmer of melancholy, presumably caused by homesickness, to show through his voice. It's a kingdom between Hordaland and Agder, right across the sea from here. It's a beautiful country, with billowing mountains cut through by deep blue fjords. In the summer, the sun flows through the mists there like ribbons of gold, and melted ice trickles down the mountains into 100,000 small streams. In the winter, the snow turns the mountains into clouds of shimmering light, and the fjords freeze almost to the bottom. That sounds incredible. You must really love your home. It's a harsh country. Even the plants are rugged, stubborn things. You don't realize what home means until you're away from it. Do you skate in the fjords in winter? He flashed you a boyish grin that makes him look 10 years younger. We have no choice. You can't get anywhere in winter without a pair of skates or a set of skis strapped to your feet. Did you say skis? What's that? Your eyes grow wide. You don't have skis where you're from? How do you cross the mountains in winter? We have no mountains either. He lasts for a long time. When he stops, he has to wipe the tears from his eyes with his sleeve. You should visit Rogland once. I'll teach you how to ski. Zen has bright blue eyes that seem to keep smiling even when the rest of his face reverts to a more neutral expression. So you're home, Skjern, wasn't it? You're the Thegn there. How did that come to pass? My father was a Thegn before me. He met his end on these lands. There were other challenges, but I won the right to succeed him. You said your name was Gunmarsson. I think your father's ship may have been by here. He had his brother with him, name of Grimulf. That's right, you met him? Grimulf, yes, but not your father. The ship had a skeleton crew, just 5 men led by Grimulf. They mentioned that the ship belonged to a Gunnar, but some think had gone wrong and they were headed home. Grimulf sold me his axe in return for supplies and lodgings. It's a fine weapon. If you see him again, please pass on my regards. I will. He stayed behind in Skjern. It seems he's had enough of raiding. Senin snorts, generating a small disturbance at the surface of his soup. Can't say I'm surprised. It seemed they'd suffered quite a series of disasters, though they refused to talk about it in detail. If you think you might have need of this axe, I'd be happy to sell it back to you. It's a fine weapon, but I find best with a light weapon in each hand. And the axe is too big to be useful, used one-handed. If you've been here long enough to have met Grimulf, that must mean you've met Skjul Skullcleaver? Once, last summer, he came here with 3 ships, laden with lumber, meat, salt, and other supplies. He seemed to get along quite well with the crew of Gunnar the Peaceful. Speaking of which, did Myers see me back there, or was that Gunnar on your ship? It was him. He's part of my herd now. Then he scratched the back of his neck, with sheepish grin on his face. How in the name of Odin did you recruit him? The imagined legend here. He and his crew attacked my clan. We fought him and won, and I offered to spare him for his services. You beat Gunnar the Peaceful? If that's true, you and your warriors must have no equal. I'll have to ask him about it later. Anyway, I was telling you about the Skull Cleaver. We brought most of Skull's cargo, and he set out towards the east from whence he came. He left one of his ships here under the command of a woman, which sailed southwest a few weeks later. Can you describe this woman? Yes, she too made quite the impression on me. I would say she closely matched my expectations of what it might be to meet hell in the flesh. She made strong advances on me, but I frankly got the impression that certain parts of my body weren't likely to survive the encounter, so I politely kept my distance. Alright, I think we've gotten to know each other quite well. Let's talk about how I might gain the allegiance of you and your people. He seems to honestly consider that for a good long while, then leaned forward, resting his elbow on this tabletop. Alright, the way I see it, there are two ways we can do this. First option, you hire us. Honestly, you seem to know what you're doing, and you seem quite determined to do it. My crew and I didn't come here to enjoy the good weather, we're here for gold and glory. You can purchase our service for 100 ortang of silver per head, or 400 on top for the ship. The Unblackar is a hell of a steed, and her crew is as experienced as any as you'll find. If you hire us, I'll throw an Orkney for free. Of course, you may not be keen to part with your silver. That brings us to the second option. We fight. You and your people against me and my people. We go to the cliffs outside right now and see who fights best. If you win, you have my allegiance. If I win, you piss right off. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we could, quite happily, hire them, but we can't afford it. So let's just fight. Let's fight it out. That sounds like a fine way to settle it. He shrugs, and you see a hint of disappointment in his eyes. As you wish, I'll prepare my crew for a fight. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go get a good old fight on. I'm looking forward to it, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking forward to it. It's always good to have a good old fight. Let me just check how much time we've got left. We've got 3 minutes. So, we'll try and do the fight as quickly as possible. Okay, we're going the complete wrong way. Let's go talk to Sten the Cleaver. Because I'm not buying this because I don't have enough money. So we're just going to quickly take it. Sten looks entirely fired up for a refreshing skirmish. He paces back and forth in front of his herd. You give an overall impression of being tired but determined. Right, ready to show me what you've made of? If we beat you, you'll join under my banner? Sten returns brightly. That's right. We could honestly do with someone worthy to fight for. We've been holed up on this forsaken island for far too long. Golga offers up a word of caution. These men are all but a bit worse for wear, but they seem to have a lot of armed combat experience. If we want them on our side, we should probably be careful not to kill any of them. A single experienced blade, more or less, can make a great difference on the battlefield. Well, this guy is about to get a good old side of butt raped. If he doesn't dodge all my attacks. While I think about it, I need to take out the archers. What does name shop do? Oh, just it doesn't actually help in the way I thought it did. Now we could do a double attack on you, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to just do on you. Get the archer down. Yeah, they're stunning the cleaver. Quickly go here. Oh, it only slows down the enemy. Well, that's not as interesting then. I could have charged then. Let's try and get this man's health down. Unfortunately, no such luck. Either way we look at this, we're going to have a problem. So I'm going to quickly get myself back so I don't feel as so I'm in as much a threatened as I would be. And then I'm going to take the last shot at this guy and get that archer down so we're a little bit better off. I think it's only fair. Oh, son of a bitch, they're better archers than me. So I'm going to get knocked on my ass, which is great. I can accept that. And he's stunned, sweet. So and she demoralized, which means we're technically in the win. We're in the on top of this right now. Oh shit! Stenin just took out 2 of my men. Yeah. Heavy swing on this guy, please. Good. Good. We should be able to take out a lot of Stenin's health. Yep, that sounds about right. This guy's a legendary scout. Well. I'm very this is interesting. So we're down to 4 against 4 right now. I honestly thought I'd given you stun. Apparently I had not. You're going to go extending, that's fine. Let's see how this goes. The only one I'm actually worried about is actually Stenin, surprisingly. Well, it's not surprising that I'm worried about him, but I am worried about him. He did just nearly one-shot Ketil. Okay. Yep, I'm going to need you to do this for me. Unfortunately, I'm actually going to need to make sure that I'm going to have to charge him. To make sure Stenin goes down. Or Stenin goes down. Oh, for fuck's sake, we killed Stenin. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of annoying. But, I mean, it happened, so I'm going to have to accept it, unfortunately. And Ketil, you're going to pull back to here. And shoot that godforsaken healer. And then we're going to move on. Kind of upset that Stenin died, but not much I can do about it, unfortunately. And you just set me on fire. And you're stunned? Good. Ketil, you may need to quickly heal him again.
Excellent.
Self. Can you do me a favor and go charge this little prick down? God damn it, that's 2 dead. If only I could afford these guys, I would have paid for them. But unfortunately, I don't have the money to pay for these assholes. Take him down, please. I think we've killed most of these people. So at this point, it was kind of a waste of time. But hey. And yep, that sounds about right.
Should learn how to fight.
You know, Ketil, one of these days you should learn how to fight, you prick. Alright, smack him with a side so he's knocked out. You're going to go here. And range them so you can use your bow and arrow to get rid of them. Please don't kill them. Yep, that sounds about right. Get you over there so you can be the one who deals with them. Somehow I don't think he's actually going to get knocked down at this point. Let's quickly use a charge, but I hope we don't kill her. Good. Now you're going to come right next door to them and then you're just going to poke them in the face. And somehow still killed them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I'm happy with that, but yeah, we got loads of new flipping injuries as well. The fight is won, but Stenin is no longer alive to swear fealty. Surviving men stagger to the feet and then kneel before you. They are at your mercy. This island is now my domain. You lot are the finest first warriors in the army I will muster here. One of the raiders mumbles in agreement, and the others soon follow. Your first responsibility is to prepare this place to accommodate more warriors. When they begin to show up, you will help them all get settled. They slowly get back on their feet and shuffle towards the buildings to recover from their injuries. Well, that's unfortunate. I actually wanted to keep him alive, but I think I left like 2 alive, which just shows, ladies and gentlemen, that when I play through this game again, that I'm going to be doing this the diplomatic route. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do need to end this part here. Hope you guys have enjoyed. See you guys next part. See you guys then.